Good morning. We are live and welcome to the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Time for Saturday in the Kitchen. You know, it's always a fun time here in the kitchen, and we're going to be pretty busy. We got some things going on. I'll be telling you about some things that happened this week, and I just kind of want to get you set up for where we're going to be and have make sure that our sound is good. I got to turn that fan off because I think if the fan's on, you definitely won't be able to hear. So we're working in the kitchen this morning, and I thought, it's one of those days and one of those Saturdays when we're going to be just a little bit busy. So because of that, I'm going to fix lunch and for the big guy so that he will have good morning, so that he will have a nice lunch before we get out and about with the things that we need to do. Because we've got some things we need to do around the yard, and we have some things that we need to do away from home. So let's get those things done. Welcome to all of you. Before we get started, for those, this is Ebony, Ivy, and Time with Leona Dooley. I'm Leona, and I am just so excited that my family follows and is with me. Mwah, to all of you, and have a wonderful Saturday. And to those of you who may be dropping in, thank you for being here because this is a fun kitchen and this is a place where we can just have a good time, enjoy our time in the kitchen. Don't you just love those moments when you have somebody in the kitchen with you and you've got all kinds of fun things going on? So that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things while we're here in the kitchen. And I'm going to get myself set up so that I can have you in a good spot. I wanted, like I said, I'm going to be fixing the big guy some lunch. And my stand is not is not cooperating here, but I wanted to be able to fix lunch so we could sit down and enjoy this morning and just have a good time. So that's what we're doing. So I've got some oil on the stove that's already hot, and we'll be using that in just a few moments. But before we get started, something I need to do, I need some tea. And tea is one of those things that in the South we can't do without. So I'm going to pull my tea over here so you can see it. And I am a Lipton tea girl, truly. But when I can find a good deal on family size bags and it's a grocery brand, I'm on it. And so that's what I'm doing today. So I have a 6-quart container with water that has boiled. I'm going to drop in my family size bag. I only use one. I'm going to leave it in here for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to come back to it and finish it up. But I'm going to set that off to the side. It needs about 10 minutes to steep. Now, what I've got going on over here, and I'm trying to get you in a spot where you can maybe see a little bit better. That might make it, maybe, not so much. I think I'll put you right there. And you can be right there with me, and I'll make sure I'm not turning my back to you. But I don't know if you all like Popeye's chicken. I do. Hello. But, sometimes Popeye's is not always available where you are. And that happens to be the case where we don't have a Popeye's close. So when I have Popeye's, I have to go somewhere else. So I'm going to fix my version of Popeye's. And their chicken sandwich is delicious. And their chicken sandwich has just a little bit of kick to it. And we're going to add that little bit of kick as well. So I have 4 chicken thighs in this bowl. I'm going to get some paper towel right here next to us. And I'm going to dry them off just a little bit. Just a little bit. Take some of the moisture off. And we're going to add some flour, some cornstarch, and seasonings. But we're going to start with the seasonings because we want to make sure the chicken is well seasoned. So let me I moved the camera, but I didn't have enough room to move everything else. So I'm starting out with a little bit of seasoning, and I'm just going to sprinkle a bit, loosen it up a little bit. I have some nice soapy water over there, so we will take care of any bacteria we may be running into. Now, you know, these are the best tools you have. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with our hand tools. And I'm going to just get in here, rub the chicken together. I have more than enough seasoning for it. And had I been thinking, I would have put the seasoning on it last night and let it stay and just kind of soak in, but I didn't have time. The wildest thing happened last night. We were sitting here just about ready to have dinner, and our Wi-Fi went out. And it's like, what in the world? Wi-Fi went out. We had nothing. So that meant that our Friday night lineup of shows that we like to watch may not happen at that point. We didn't think they were going to come on. Hold on one second. Something's ringing. I guess it will quit. But whatever it is, thank you, Deb. And so the Wi-Fi went out. So that was about 4:30, 4:45. And so we thought, well, okay, we'll turn on some music and do dinner the way we used to. And so we started with music and just kind of had a fun time. Well, I thought I would call our service provider. Let me get a cup. I thought I'd call our service provider and see what in the world was going on. Well, as it turned out, our entire area, the Wi-Fi was down, and they were working on it. So it's like, okay, what's your plan? When are you coming back on? This is Friday night. Okay, so that didn't happen. So they sent me a text. It said, sorry, but the Wi-Fi is down. Our technicians are working to get them back up. And I thought, well, okay, that'll work. Now, what I'm doing right here, and you can't see because my phone's in a weird place, but I'm adding in a cup of flour. I'm going to also add in about a half cup of cornstarch. And so anyway, so while we're sitting here patiently at this point waiting for them to get it repaired, we thought, well, okay, okay, I'm adding in the cornstarch here. Got our cornstarch, got our flour. And I decided to do equal parts of each. And I'm just going to get all of this together, shake it up. Because I'm on this side of the kitchen, most of my counter space is on the other side. So we're having to make shift. All right, so hopefully we have everything in there. Now, so I'm gonna cover up the flour so we can take care of that, get the cornstarch, and those things are out of the way. So should we need to move something, we'll be good to go. And you won't think I'm being a messy kitchen person. All right, so we're back over here. And so anyway, we're waiting for the service to come back. Well, we went outside, we sat on the porch, we did all kinds of fun things, to be honest with you. It was really a lot of fun. Now, what I'm going to do at this point is get my fork, which I have on the other side of the room. I'm going to add our thighs in. I took the bones out. I bought them with bones. And I bought them with bones because the ones with bones are cheaper, less expensive than the ones without. And I'm going to put all of them in, all 4 of those little chicken thighs. And I'll get them all a good shape. Let me cover it up so we won't have a cloud of smoke while we're waiting. Now, so we're going to, in that mix, I had some cayenne. I had some, some kind of trying to make sure everybody gets nice and floury. Take some of that air out. Woo! Okay, get some of the air out. All right, now we can work. And so at 11:30, I was starting to get nervous because I thought, am I going to be able to have my show? That's all I could think about. Are we going to be able to have, am I going to be able to do my cooking in the kitchen? I had everything ready to go. And darn, it was 11:30 last night when we actually had our Wi-Fi back on. Now, so I was thankful. And I'm glad you all are here this morning. I'm glad to be here. All right, I've got my thighs in here. I'm going to put the oil back on the burner so it can get hot. And I've got a little bit of olive oil that I used this week. Now, while we're waiting for that to come back up to temperature, and you know with olive oil, if you're going to fry anything in it, you cannot get it too hot. You want to keep it between 350 and 400. And so, and definitely not over 425. So I'm going to actually test it to make sure that we get it to where it needs to be. And then we'll put the chicken in. Now, I'm going to try to bring you at a different angle. Let's see if I can get you here. And that you can see. All right, I think that's going to work right there for the moment. Oh, that might work. Okay, now, so we've got our tea that has been steeping. Now I'm going to take this. I've got a tray here to keep from making a mess. And one thing that I wanted to mention, I do my tea just a little bit different from some. I have ice cubes. I put 2 trays of ice cubes. And these are the best. This was the best purchase ever. I have 6 that I keep in the freezer, in a spot in the freezer all the time. And as soon as the ice solidifies, then I take them, throw them into a bag, a Ziploc bag, throw the ice back in the freezer so that you always have ice. So anyway, so 2 of these are in that container. Now we're going to shock the tea. I'm going to bring it over and we're going to shock the tea. So first we're going to pour the tea over the ice. Be careful when you're doing that. Okay, now I'm going to sit this over in the sink. And now I'm going to get my wooden spoon and we're going to give it a good stir because we want this to be shocked. And get you up just a little more. There we go. So we can be shocked. And I have a little more in here. I'll put a 3rd one in. And get a good shot. Okay, now to this is going to end up as a gallon of tea. So I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar. So I've got my sugar. I'll make sure that isn't hot. I was about to sit it down. And this is a 1/2 cup measure, so I'm going to put in 1, 2. That's as sweet as we need it. Now, if you like yours a little sweeter, you can certainly do that. And you know, true blue, die-hard Southern girls would have 2 cups of sugar at least in their sweet tea. But you know, that much sugar is not always that great for your body. So that's why I've cut back and I'm only using half of that. All right, so I've got my sugar in there and I'm going to stir this baby until the sugar has dissolved. By the time we do that, all I have to do is to add some. Okay, my sugar has dissolved. I can see it's not down there anymore. I'm going to take this. I'm going to add some water over here at the sink. Let me turn you so you're with me. We're going over here to the sink, and I'm going to add some cold water to fill it up to its gallon mark. And voila. Here's my spoon. Give it a good stir. And now we need to test it out just a little bit. So you can get my glass. I've still got a few ice cubes here. Gonna get a few things wiped off. I let the ice sit out so it wouldn't be too hard to get in and out of the containers. So there's our 3 ice cube trays that we used this morning. I'm going to put a few things out of the way so we can work. Get rid of our tea bag. And, you know, it's nice having an empty dishwasher because then you can do just what I'm doing and throw in those dishes right in and they're out of your way. So I'm going to get my washcloth, get everything wiped down, and we're going to have a glass of tea. Whoops, I think I'm going to get the top. It's not making it. There we go. And the nice thing about preparing your tea like this is that it stays clear. Now, sometimes you'll make tea and it doesn't, it will get very cloudy, and I would prefer not having cloudy tea. So as you can see, this is nice and clear, and it will stay that way until the last drop. I'm looking at Ronnie. Kim, no, I didn't move. This is our summer location, and I just haven't gotten back to the other place yet, but that's coming real soon. In fact, we're probably going to be making some changes very quickly because the weather's changing. We just went through Hurricane Ian and last week, and fortunately we were blessed. Hello. We were blessed in that it wasn't bad. So I'm going to somewhat raise you up and turn you down. Hold on one second so we can all be in here together. And we're going to get ready to add those chicken thighs into this stove, into this skillet. So there's one. I'm not using an overabundance of oil, just enough. 2, I think I should be able to get all 4 of these in. 3, because they weren't gigantic. and 4. There we go. Now, like I said, we're keeping the heat fairly low. Let me clean the hand. All right. Now, I think I saw Ronnie said that her husband likes unsweetened tea. So she makes the sugar syrup and she keeps it in the fridge for those that want sweet tea. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. I fortunately, everybody in our family likes it pretty much whatever way I fix it, they'll drink it. So I'm good with that. Okay, guys, I'm playing around with a new toy and I wanted to see how it would work right here. Now, this is actually a meat thermometer. But it's supposed to be able to determine the oil temperature as well. Okay, so our temperature is just a little low. We can turn it up just a little bit because it's a little lower than what it should be. All right, so we're good. But anyway, this little meat thermometer is a digital. I don't know if you can see him. He's a little digital meat thermometer. And I needed a new one. And the one I had from last year when I was cleaning up and changing things in the kitchen, the other kitchen, then unfortunately I broke it. So I had to get a new one, and I thought I might as well get the new one because, you know, we're trying to get ready for the holiday, and I did not want to have to buy one at the last minute. And so I went ahead and purchased my thermometer early so that I'll have it and ready to go for that bird because that bird is coming. We need to start getting ready now. Now, let me tell you what I'm in the process of putting together, and you can tell me some of the things that you might want to have. I was looking, and I'm going to send an email out that has our checklist for the holiday, as well as a tentative menu. And you can pick and choose, we can add, and I think on Monday, this is what I'd like you to do. On Monday, when we sit down at lunchtime, we want to be able to work through that menu and to give options of things that we might be able to serve for our holidays. And I'm saying holidays because I know our Christmas looks very similar to Thanksgiving. We serve turkey, we serve ham, we have both of those. And now sometimes we'll have fried chicken and roast beef on Thanksgiving or on New Year. Now, New Year for sure is going to look different. We usually do fried chicken, and we'll have the leftover ham, and because usually by the time you fix a ham or buy a ham, it is large enough that you're going to have some left over. So that's a nice thing that you can use that for the following holiday. And if you still have some left over by the time, we got 3. We got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year. And so each one gets a little stress less, I call it, because you don't have to for New Year's, typically everybody's kind of focused on the actual changing from one year to the next. And that's certainly, a blessing. But as far as food's concerned, people are more concerned about football than they are about whatever's going to be served. So that's why we can play around with New Year's and have everything ready to go. Now, so I'm sipping on my tea. Emma was busy. Now, Emma, no, that is not seasoned flour. I just put in an equal part of flour and cornstarch, and because cornstarch is going to make it a lot crispier, and without a lot of effort. Now, what I did do was that I seasoned the meat, and I did do just house seasoning combination for the meat, and we're going to have our chicken thighs on a sandwich like Popeyes, even though I'm not sure there's our chicken thighs, but that's what I got. And on a bun, but Popeye serves it with pickles. Now, I'm not sure if you have a Popeyes or not. You'll have to let me know. And some of us have Popeyes close to us, and some of us don't. And where I am now, they don't. So this is our vacation location. So when we're vacationing, we typically come here. So I'm just going to give that a flip. It wasn't quite ready because it's not quite hot. I need that fire up just a little more, just a little bit. All right, so we're going to be patient and let this cook. So like I said, we're going to be taking a look at being able to put together a tentative menu. We're putting together a checklist. That's what I've started, a checklist of those things. Actually, that's going to start. Our checklist is going to start. Okay, our checklist is going to start probably a couple of weeks prior to Thanksgiving. And what I'm hoping is that what you will take away from that is that you don't start your cooking for the holiday necessarily that day. There are things that you have to do that you should do in the plan. You don't have to do any of them, but there are things in the plan that you will want to take the time so that you're not stressed on the holidays, and that you'll take the time to do. So let me think about that. So, we talked Monday we had Denise on, and we talked Monday about the fact that we want to be able to set up that holiday so that our casseroles are just about all prepared, and all we'll have to do on Thanksgiving is put them into the oven. We want our rolls done. Now, you can either choose to bake them on Thursday, Thanksgiving, or have them already baked on Wednesday. And then that way you just have to warm them up very quickly on Thursday. Now that's my plan, is to be able to do that. So to have homemade rolls, we're going to get those fixed in advance and have them ready so that when Wednesday evening comes, we'll run them in the oven, let them bake, take them out, cool them, put them into their appropriate bags. Or if you have them in foil, if you bake them in foil pans, then you'll see that you'll be able to keep those rolls in those pans until the next day when you're ready to warm them up. Now, what I like to do is to get the little either cake or pie plates, aluminum cake or pie plates from the Dollar Tree, and put the rolls in there. And it's just the perfect size where you have about a dozen per pan. And that way you will be able to pop them in the oven, take them out, and they're good to go. So they warm up well. Okay, I'm reading Deb. Deb said that they have switched from sweet tea to unsweetened, and that was recommended by their dentist. Yes, definitely. We have certainly cut back, and what I'm doing, I'm trying to check and see if the big guy is anywhere within hearing sight. I decrease the sugar slowly but surely. And in decreasing that sugar, he doesn't notice that some of that sugar is gone. And what that does is that it enables me to put less and less and less sugar in the tea, and he's adjusted to it. So I'm getting to the point of where we have almost no sugar, but to go cold turkey on him, he won't handle that very well. So he'll be upset and he'll be adding packets of sugar. So I don't want him to do that. So I'm going to try to decrease the sugar slowly and get him prepared for the changeover. So probably by the first of the year, he'll be down to just about no sugar. And that's really where I want it. All right, guys. So these are coming along and we're taking our time and frying them. They're going to be nice and hot for our sandwiches. I've got some nice, soft sesame buns. And, I have never heard of Slim Chicken. Now, Slim Chicken is a restaurant that Emma was sharing with us. And we do have KFC. I like KFC as well. And I've gotten spoiled. For those who have Publix, Publix has good chicken. And I love their wings. And so when I don't want to fry and I don't want to get the kitchen all messed up, that's who I go to. And so I'll let them do it. But when I'm cooking in the kitchen, but they're expensive, and I figure, well, why pay them for 20 wings when I can just prepare the 20 wings or whatever it is that we're going to do and do it for much, much less. Now, for instance, these 4 thighs were $6. Where can you get a sandwich for $6 that's homemade and nice and hot, just the way you want it? That's something to think about. Even at Popeyes sandwiches have gone up, and KFC has gone up. And so we're paying more and we're getting less. So we have to think about that as we're working through it. We're having okay, Deb, you have KFC and Chick-fil-A. We have Chick-fil-A as well, but Chick-fil-A is like 20 minutes for me away. I like Chick-fil-A chicken, and but it's just too far away to drive. And actually, KFC is a good little, it's about 10 to 15 minutes for me to get there. But it is close enough that if I'm en route doing some other things, if I'm grocery shopping, I could certainly swing by KFC easily and pick up. Or if I'm coming home from church, then I can swing by there and pick up. And we do that very often, especially if it's one of those Sunday afternoons, we don't want to go out, and we'll pick up some KFC. I don't usually fry chicken on Sunday. In fact, for those of you who have noticed, on Sunday, most of the time, I don't cook. That's my day of rest. And I just don't cook on Sunday. We usually go out or we order in. We got spoiled with that during COVID. Ordering in. So we've got some places on speed dial that we can call and have it done. So our chicken is coming right along. It's going to be nice and pretty. And I let it brown. Now, what I do when I'm frying is that I like to flip it frequently because I want it to get nice and brown, but I don't want it to stick, and I don't want it to burn. So I am just letting this low and slow, and letting that happen. I'm getting a lesson. Emma's given us a rundown of kind of sort of where she is. And You know, Emma, we had planned a trip to London, and when COVID came, we it got canceled. So that's one place I've never been, and I am looking forward to coming to that area, and I hope to do that very soon to be able to do that. Now I'm hoping your country is kind of settling down. You got girls have certainly had quite a few things going on this past month, and I think it was Emma who said you're close to the castle and not far from the castle. So that kind of gives me some perspective as to where you are. But that's nice to know. So, girls, we are working on, I think, what I'm going to be doing on Saturdays is that I'm going to kind of do an eeny, meeny, mighty, mo of something that's on our monthly plan and prepare it here in the kitchen. It may be one item or it may be multiple items, depending upon how many days I need to cook for. This week has been fun. I took a 2.5 pound pack of ground beef and prepared 3 meals out of it. 3 meals. And we had leftovers. That's the wild thing. So it really was enough food with each one to be able to serve at least 3 to 4 people. And so we had, I took the ground beef, I browned it and added onions to it. It was seasoned with salt and pepper and a little garlic. And then I divided it up and put it into separate containers. The first dinner, I put chili seasoning in. For some reason or another, I wanted chili dogs. So we had chili dogs one night. The second time I brought it back, which was a couple of days later, because the big guy really doesn't like leftovers, and this really wasn't leftovers, I actually put in the chili beans and all the little fixings with the tomatoes and all the good stuff and made chili out of the second batch. And then the third batch, we did tacos. And what a lot of fun. It wasn't tacos, sorry. It was nachos. We had nachos and added all the fun stuff with black beans and corn and green chilies and jalapenos and and onions and all those good things. 3 meals with a 2.5 pound pack of ground beef. Now, so that made for a really good week and was quite budget friendly because that pack of ground beef was about $7 or $8. And so I figured, wow, $7 or $8 and we can get 3 meals out of this. That was amazing. Oh, Anne says she used to live near the castle. Okay, so I got it switched up. Okay, sorry, girls. Anne is what used to be near the castle, and you moved back home to Scotland. You know, Scotland's one of those places I haven't been, but it was on my list. In fact, we were going to hit Scotland, we were going to hit England, and we were going to hit France. That was the plan for the trip. And COVID came through and just took all of that. So we're going to have to try to reschedule and get back to the traveling. All right, let's give this another flip. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right, that's what we want to see. We want them to be nice and golden brown, nice and crispy. And we're going to have our little buns. Let me get our buns. I don't know. How many of you are Pepperidge Farm girls? I'm a Pepperidge Farm girl. And Pepperidge Farm has really good bread. And so I picked up some Pepperidge Farm buns yesterday because they're so soft and they're just going to work perfectly for these sandwiches. And in fact, I think with the size of these, we're going to have probably 2 sides on each one. And I found some bread and butter pickles, which that's a little bit different for those of you who know Popeyes. Popeyes typically put dill pickles on their sandwiches, but I just thought bread and butter pickles would take it to a whole new level. And that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna kick it up a notch. Now, this week, we're kind of taking it easy today in the kitchen. And I know you're thinking, Leon is usually flying around that kitchen, but I had a rough week. And Wednesday was not a good day. I didn't feel well. It took Wednesday and Thursday to kind of get back to my energy level that I'm used to. And I just had to take it easy. And sometimes we have to do that. We have to recognize if something's going on in our body, we have to allow our bodies to rest so it will heal. So that's exactly what I'm doing today. If you say, do you call this resting? Yeah, this is resting. So we are enjoying our iced tea this morning. And making our lunch. This is going to be so good. Well, hello. You're having coffee. Good. Oh, you like these earrings, girl? There's a story behind these earrings, but we can't tell it on the screen. But I do like them, and I'm so glad you do too. And you're working. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here with us. And it's so good to see you. I'm an earring girl. So when I get up in the morning, that's a part of the routine. You got to get up, got to have the shower, got to have the hair, you need the face on. Literally, I'm at that age where we got to put the face on. And then got to put the earrings on. When the earrings are on, I'm ready to go. So that's what we're doing. We got our earrings on. All right. I'm going to flip one more time. We're making sandwiches for brunch. We're doing, I don't know if you have a Popeyes close to you, but I'm making my version of Popeyes chicken sandwiches. So they're fried chicken sandwich. Let me tell you, I do like them. So let me clarify that. I like Popeyes fried chicken sandwiches. The only problem is that by the time you get a seat wherever you're going to eat it, even if, sometimes we'll get them and go to the park and eat. But even by the time you get there, they're not hot. And I want my sandwich hot. And I want my chicken hot. So that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to have a hot sandwich. And I'm giving it a little twist with some bread and butter pickles that are going to be really good. So we are just about there. This one I think is ready to come out. We're going to take him out. Get him on the paper. This one's just about ready. I had a couple that were just a little, lost a little bit. They were a little thick. So we're going to put those over there. Oh, yeah. Woo, dropping. I think this one needs to flip one more time. I'm going to let him flip just a little bit. And then we'll take it down. All right. We got our iced tea going. That is good. And you know, half the sugar, I can handle it. We can bring it on down a little more because it's still pretty sweet to me. All right, so there we go. We've got our chicken. Our little chicken thighs are here. They're nice and brown and pretty. So I'm going to take you over here and we're going to put these sandwiches together and have a bite. Come on over. I've got the pickles lined up. We've got our iced tea that we made with our sugar. I've got my trays, and when all this is over, I'll get those situated and back into the freezer. I've got our buns. I need a plate. All right, I'm going to take it easy today. Let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to do paper plates, or we're going to do, I think we'll do paper plates for brunch. We don't want to, we're not washing anything we don't have to today. You know, I like dishes. All right, good, Ronnie. Her husband likes the Popeyes chicken, so we're trying it. You know, we're trying it. And, you know, if, you know, everybody doesn't like spice. And so what I try to do is to prepare it, and then we can always add the hot sauce to it. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, these bread and butter pickles are delicious. They are absolutely delicious. And no, I didn't make them. They are by a company called St. Olives. I think it's St. Olives. Let me look that up. Mount Olive. Okay, they're by Mount Olive pickles. And so on one side, I'm going to fill this bun with, I have to eat one. They have a nice bite. Now this one, I am just dropping everything today. This one is large enough that it will actually fit well. Now, if you find that there's one, and I've got a little bit that fell off of him. Oh, it's nice and crispy and crunchy. Okay. Notice I didn't put any salt on it again. I like that. You're not washing dishes. Since the sons are no longer here, you're finally enjoying the dishwasher. You know, it's amazing how when those kids leave the house, the whole house stays clean. What's up with that? Huh? And you know, I have to say the kids were pretty good at picking up, but the house stays perfect when they're not here. So anyway, I've got my chicken, got my nice soft, oh, you know what I need. Didn't throw any hot sauce on it. Okay, so today I'm using Tabasco, but my preference is Frank's. But the big guy used up the last of the Frank's in some virgin Bloody Marys. That's what we were doing in the midst of the Wi-Fi fiasco last night. And so anyway, we will, I'm going to sprinkle some on. And you know, of course, how much hot sauce you put on is up to you. Now, so we're going to add that. And I'm going to be nice because I'm going to cut this because I want to be able to eat it neatly. And not make a total mess. Okay, let me flip those over. There we go. All right, we got our sandwich here. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. This is good. Mm. I took too large of a bite. I didn't think I did, but I must have. But anyway, we've got our hot sauce on there. So we've got our kit. We've got, like I said, you have a choice. Popeye uses dill pickle. I'm using bread and butter pickle just because that's what I like. And these are nice, soft Pepperidge Farm buns and our fried chicken. Mm, 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 mm. Oh my goodness. Mm. This is so good. I wish you all were right here because we would certainly be sitting around the table. I'm like, mm. Oh, it's good. These little bread and butter pickles have just a tiny bit of kick, a little bit of sweetness, tiny bit of kick. Guys, I'm laughing at Ronnie. It'll be good. You saw how easy and how fast they came together. It doesn't have to be chicken thighs. You can use chicken breast. And if I were going to use chicken breast, I'd split the breast so that you'd end up with two pieces of chicken breast because they don't need to be that thick. Or pound them and you'll have a much larger piece. So this is good, girls. This is good. Mm. Wherever the big guy is, he's missing it. But you know I'll fix him a sandwich later on. Mm. Now I hope what we're going to do today is that we're going to get ready. I'm going to go over there to that computer. I'm going to finish up the document that I want to be able to share with you. I'm going to kind of give you a rundown of it on Monday so that you'll know exactly what's in it. You can help if there's something that you think needs to be added that maybe I just didn't think about, because when we're doing planning and we do it every day or all the time, then very often we'll forget things that need to be put down. And remember, we're making this document not just for those of us who are seasoned home cooks, but we're also making this document for those young people who are just getting started doing the entertaining for the holidays, because this is going to be a general plan that can be used for Easter, for Christmas, for 4th of July, whatever it is. Now we will use the Thanksgiving menu as our starting point. But then we can always adapt the menu, but it's the plan that is going to help us. So guys, I thank you for being here with me today and helping me and sitting here in the kitchen with me while we cook. Isn't that fun? It is just fun having everybody here in the kitchen. And for those of you who are busy working, and those who are
not working too hard, but you're there. It's okay. You know, it's Saturday and we can certainly do whatever we want. So God bless every one of you. I pray that you stay safe and that your weather is wonderful. Ours is cooling off a little bit. And when I see you on Monday, we are going to be ready to put some things down on paper and get it ready because you know what? Holidays are coming. And I mean, look at Amazon, look at all those stores. They are gearing up. So while we may not be out shopping yet, or maybe we are, we can at least have a plan. So have a wonderful day. Mwah! I love all of you, and I'll see you Monday at lunchtime, 12:30, ready to go. Let's sit around that table and do some fun things. See you soon.